poop pee pee. I mean, not every time, and not every poop pee pee time is poo poo time, but every poo poo time is pee pee time, obviously. Um, okay, so we're gonna get started. Zach requested that I record these or stream them on YouTube so he can watch and kind of keep up with because he's only has Thursdays off right now. So I messaged him after we all decided that Wednesdays are going to be the thing, just keeping him in the loop, and that's when he asked me to do this. So I am recording this, and I'm just live streaming it to YouTube, so he'll have the link and be able to watch it. You're fine. Okay. Well, well, that's fine. But because we're doing that, how about you guys go around and reintroduce your characters, and then we'll do. Oh my god, that was so funny, dude. This. Do you want to tell the story? Or do you want me to, Cole? I was just because I was on the receiving end of this. Cole was just watching. So Cole came into town a couple years ago for the first time in a very long time, and I picked him up from the airport. And then we picked up P-Bag and Gigi and went to go buy weed. And then we went to Cole's dad's house. And when we got to Cole's dad's house, he likes to hang out in his garage and just chain smoke cigarettes and watch shitty old movies on a fucking TV in there. And so he lines us up, single file. And then he just goes down the line, grilling us with interview questions. So, who are you? What do you do? What have you been up? Like he knew me, and so it was like, what have you been up to? Oh, okay. You live with your parents? Huh? And just like being super judgmental and fucking mean about everything. And he'd never met P-Bag or Garrett before, and he's just grilling into him the entire time. It was so fucking funny. And we're all fucking baked out of our minds and just sweating nervous. The only person that was able to fucking lean into it was Gigi because he's a fucking troll, and it was so fucking funny. Yeah. Um. But remember when Cole came into town? I picked up you and Garrett, and then we went over to Cole's dad's house, and he was just like, like getting into us. Um. But yeah. So I'm gonna be like Cole's dad. So Sheriff Blue, how about you? Who are you? What's your name? Uh huh. Uh huh. Wearing a cowboy hat. Okay, that's good enough. Cole, Yancey McPhee. My bisexuality. Okay. Okay. We're fighting homosexuals? I only want fence sitters in my universe. Oh my god. Okay. Fucking open yourself up to the possibilities. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Anyways, that's a perfect transition to Clit Dixon. How about you introduce yourself? Yep. Okay. Um, and then I guess I'll try to do my best to introduce. My name's Cosmo Kessler, and I'm a space Jewish man and very, very neurotic. Okay, I tried going to the university, but flunked out. I believe ghosts are real, but I've never been able to prove it and been treated as a laughing stock. I was in the Navy for a little bit where I learned some electrician stuff and engineering, but I got cancer. And I got cancer, and so now I'm off in the universe trying to prove ghosts exist before I die from my IBS cancer. But anyways, um, Cosmo cancer. Oh, geez, thanks for thinking about me, Sheriff. Hundreds. God damn it. um, stick these, stick these up your butt. That'll plug you up. Okay, so, God. Um, okay, so this is technically session 3 now, boys. Um, does anyone want to recap us on what we've done the past couple sessions, or do you guys want me to do it? How do I want to go about this? You still have not gotten a ship. Not yet. So, yeah, so first session was mainly shopping and just introducing and getting used to the characters, a little bit of a bar brawl. We've been doing short sessions. Yeah, that's more what there was no fighting. It was socially awkward. But yeah, Gansey went shopping and ran into the ubiquitous Leslie Dancer, and now he's around. Uh, the second session, you guys were walking to go meet up with Mr. Anders Kasari, who of the Imperial Interstellar Scout Services. When you had an encounter with a pickpocket, you gave the poor young man a concussion and made some yeah, and then made some connections with the local security police forces. So that's something. Yep. Um, but anyways, you guys, sorry. Meeting with Mr. Anders Kasari. You were a little bit late. It was revealed that he was a possible lover of one point of Sheriff Blue here. And they just, that's part of the reason why he made this deal for you guys to fly out to the planet of Walston and uh, where is it? I'm trying to find it on my map. To fly out to the planet of Walston here and try and find the scout courier known as the High and Dry, which the previous crew had left there. on planet before coming back to Flammarion and being detained for abusing the ship. You went over the terms of your guys' contract, which basically you're free to use the ship as you please, as long as you don't abuse it, for the next year until, at that point in time, you guys will be up for review with the scout services and whether or not they'll take the ship or let you continue. And in return, you just have to do odd jobs for them every once in a while. But Um, like, don't try and so we can get to that actually. One of the things that we didn't get to go over last week is just kind of exactly what the previous crew did. But I'm gonna have it that Anders gave you guys access to the ship's log, so you can go through that if you so choose, and we can talk about why the previous crew lost out on the ship and what constitutes abuse, right? Yeah. Yeah. Um. Well, you do. But anyways, yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he is. Yeah. I actually have I actually have plans for Leslie to just keep him on Flammarion, so you guys don't have to deal with him all the fucking time. But he can basically he's gonna run your guys'. He's just gonna be your point of contact on like, oh, these guys were asking for you, and they want you to meet them up here, so you could go visit them, you know. Cause so yeah, exactly. Um, he's gonna run your fan club on Flammarion, the headquarters of your guys' fan club. Um, God, okay, what was that? Where were we? Oh yeah, so you booked passage, you were given passage rather from Kasari on the far trader known as the Autumn Gold, I believe, under the captain of I don't remember the guy's name, but ultimately Mikhail Corelli. Um, he'll be leaving Flammarion, jumping to the shithole planet 567-908, and then eventually jumping to Walston. The trip should take you about 2 weeks and some change one way, and then you'll find the ship, head back, get a retrofit and fixed up, and then you're on your way to do whatever the fuck you want, essentially. So, you guys were getting on to the Autumn Gold, the Far Trader. This session, it's kind of just going to be player driven on how you guys are going to spend your time on ship for the next week, and then probably a little bit of shit to do on the shithole planet of 567-908, but ultimately there's not a lot going on. I don't even know if we'll get to Walston, though. So, um, yeah. No, it's not. Five. Yeah, so this is probably going to be like a pretty exposition heavy or RP heavy session, as most of them have been so far. But anyways, you guys are on this ship. You are all given your own staterooms to stay in. It's comfy enough. As long as you guys don't get too much in the way of the crew, they're cordial enough. There are group dinners that are provided, but you're also kind of given your run of the kitchen as you need. You also have access to the ship's computers where you can look up information on the planets that you will be going to, and you can also review the ship's logs. You can talk to the captain, talk to the other crew. Leslie is bugging everyone that will listen to him from the medbay, but yeah. Sure, Blue. I don't know why you said that. I'm getting kind of seasick. My stomach's all queasy. How come that stuff you gave me didn't make me pass out? You told me it would make me sleep for the entire. Next message. Sure, Blue. Can you come visit me down in bed, babe? Next message. I'm so lonely. I'm just kidding. That was emotionally manipulative. I don't know who this is. Nancy, you have similar messages. Clint, he's never met you before, so he's not harassing you yet. Um, but anyways, evidence, evidence of harassment underscore Leslie. Um, okay. So yeah, do you guys want? Do you want the ship's logs from the previous crew, or the ship itself? Do you want to know more about that? Do you want to explore this ship that you're on currently, or how do you want to do this? You all have your own rooms right now. Let me open up the page in the spaceship. You guys are you guys, as of right now, are all in your own rooms. As I said, it's kind of up to you guys. Do you want to have said, hey, so let's, after we get packed up and, heading out, how about we go and meet up and do our thing? Or you could just, like, go off, like, I'm going to go do my own thing, check out engineering or whatever. It's up to his. No. I guess I should have had this in fucking, We're going on a ghost hunt. Where's Cosmo? Oh my god. Hold on. I'll have. Sorry. We should just be playing a fucking western at this point. Okay. Um a little scuffed, but this is the deck plan of the ship you guys are on right now, or the class of ship that you guys are on right now. Yes, sir. You don't need to know like the actual mechanics and whatnot or of the ship, right? But this is the thing. Let me give. This might be unnecessary just because we're not going to be dealing with half of this shit. But here's a legend of the different icons that are on the map. Uh, please hold. You can also find all of this stuff in your Traveler Mongoose Second Edition core rulebook on page 190 and 197, 198 of the book or the PDF rather. So I'm literally just screenshotting this shit from the book and pasting it on here. So um probably not. I haven't really sat here and familiarized myself with it. Most of these usually have something. Oh no, this does not. Baseline does not have weapons. Um, but like I said, this is like an unarmed trader. But I'd assume that since this is kind of a frontier region of space, it probably does have something equipped to it just for some sort of self-protection. But baseline, no, these ships do not have weapons. Okay, so sorry, I was doing all that while you guys were talking. You guys are gonna get in your jammies and then go on a ghost hunt, and you're gonna meet in what, the mess hall? Is that what I understood? Okay. You're fucking Scrooge over here. Jesus Christ. Pinstriped. I like to imagine you still have the cowboy hat on too. So I assume you guys are sitting in the common area up here and talking about this. There's a couple of crew members sitting at the other table on the other side of the room, and they're all kind of like, you know, giving you weird looks and whatnot. Like, these guys are fucking. We have some weirdos traveling through here, but these are definitely some of the weirdest ones we've come through. Okay. Yancey really needs to be here for this. And they kind of like, yeah, okay, we'll see what you got. You guys just want us to like show you around or something? All right. Well, this is the common area. Obviously, you guys have been to your rooms. We can go downstairs or down to the first deck, and we'll show you around there. Remember, no touching anything. Okay. Just like, no, this isn't your ship. It's just booked passage on this ship. Oh my god. What, the name of the actual captain here? Anders Kasari? Sir. I can't tell if you're doing a bit or if you're actually confused about the situation, and so I don't know how to react to this right now. Oh my god. Well, shoot! Looks like we're gonna have to stage a mutiny against this guy. Campaign immediately gets derailed. Third session in. It lasted that long. Okay. Well, they just look at you like you're a fucking crazy person again. You lost them immediately, and they're like, "Well, just don't touch any buttons or levers. Let's just show you around, and maybe get you used to traveling on the ship." It takes several hours for you guys to get out from the gravity well of Flammarion to a place where you can jump. So you guys have been strapped in your staterooms for the past couple of hours, and it's only just now that the lights have dimmed and you felt a slight jolt as the ship finally entered jump space. Um, the dimming of the lights is to conserve power. Jump drives generally require most of the energy from a power plant on a ship in order to operate, and you're going to be in this bubble of non-space for about a week until you get spit out wherever the astrogator happened to set the destination to be. I think, as I've stated previously, no matter how many parsecs you're jumping at a time, it's always a week that you're going to be in non-jump space is the term for it. So, as part of that, you guys generally, the way the mechanics are supposed to be, this is like the kind of downtime where your characters increase their skills. They, fucking download the great courses and fucking TED Talks and fucking online worksheets and whatnot for them to work on as they have all this fucking downtime, right? They work out. Exactly. But since we're doing a little bit of an altered thing, we'll probably skip through a lot of this stuff, maybe use it as like RP, like we're doing right now. Um, but as part of this, generally ship systems, the day night cycle, and like the atmosphere on the ship will begin to slightly adjust over the course of the week, so that by the time you get to your destination, you're going to be at least somewhat acclimatized or used to whatever the local conditions are, especially like the day night cycle, shit like that, right? So that's something you may notice as time goes on. As of right now, Walston has a fairly regular 24-hour day-night cycle. It is a little colder, so temperatures within the ship may be a little bit uncomfortably chilly. You probably don't want to be walking around naked, or else your little jimmies will start to shrivel up. But these guys are explaining this as you are walking down the hallway of the living quarters up there on the second deck. Oh God, what did I do? No. Let me fix this. And then let me switch to the pan tool and not the grab tool. There we go. And you guys approach the iris thing that's down there at the bottom, and head down into where does it spit you out? Here. Dude, I fucking hate this new sidebar that they did. Why can I not ping? Okay, so yeah, you come down onto the main deck, and I'm zooming out instead of in. You come down onto the main deck right about here. And they reach down to this door and open up, and in there you see pods. Yeah, these are cryogenic pods. We call them low berth. Um, Generally, they're meant for people who are really poor or really cheap, and they rent these out for transportation. It's cheaper to shove someone in here during the duration of travel than to put them up in a stateroom. Currently, you guys notice they're empty. There's no one in here. This would probably be where Leslie would be if he wasn't in the med bay. But yeah, um, I don't know if the scout. Sorry. Yep. Yes, sir. This ship in particular, I don't think so. But it is not uncommon for there to be complications from the cryogenic freezing process. I've only been touring with this ship for about a year right now. I'm not too caught up on its history. During my tenure here, there hasn't been, but this is so Cosmo's not even here, and and we're still doing this dumb bit. Do you have like persuasion or something to convince this person that you're not a lunatic? Deception would be good here too. That would fit. I swear I'm not crazy. What'd you get? All right, you guys, fine. Whatever. Sound samples. Okay. So they, so they, so they shut the lights off, and the guy stands there with his arms crossed and just watches you. What are you guys gonna do? Too late. Okay. Okay. Give me, give me. Um, Let me pull up the skills real quick. Encounter skills tasks. Okay, give me either an electronics roll, and if you have like electronic sensors or okay, so give me electronics -3 plus your intelligence modifier or your education modifier, or give me an art no, just yeah, no, never mind. None of the art ones work for this. Yeah. Either your intellect or your education modifier. Probably your intellect. And then we'll -3 from all that as well. So here, actually, just roll your. We're gonna redo that. I was just saying roll 2d6 slash r 2d6 minus. I didn't realize you're gonna press the button. If you're gonna press the button, if you're gonna press the button, it'll automatically do all the math for us, so we don't have to do all that other stuff. I just didn't know you were gonna set it up. 2d6 -3. What's your education modifier? 2. So it'd just be -1. So you'd have a 5 here instead of a 3. Um. Okay. So you hold up your recording device and speak this out. you don't notice anything. You're kind of oblivious to it because you don't really know how these things work. You're just doing what you've seen Cosmo do. Um, yeah, I know. He'll he'll get this audio recording and not be able to hear anything because your fat meaty paw is covering up the microphone. But that's neither here. You don't know that because you're kind of a blundering buffoon here right now. So, but you go ahead and do this. Is there anything else you want to do here? Uh huh. Uh huh. Well, if you're about done, can we move on with the tour? Okay, so they flip the lights back on, open the door, you guys head out. And so you guys head out into a large area where you see several crates, couple of crew members moving around. There's a guy with like a like a fucking tablet, taking notes, looking at crates and their labels, marking them down. You know, you see your guys' stuff off to one corner, piled in a pile, and well, this is where you guys first came on. This is the cargo bay. There's the loading ramp down there. This is where we carry our shit. Far trader here is meant more for distance trading, so cargo bays generally tend to be a little bit smaller than on a free trader while having a bit of a more powerful engine. So it's a bit of a trade-off, but we can go places they can't. We've got couple things stored up here, hoping to sell it off on our. I can't remember where we're going exactly, but it doesn't matter to you guys. We'll drop you off on Walston, and we'll be on our way doing our thing. But yeah. Do you want? Is there anything specific you guys want to look at while we're in here? What do you want to do? Just keep giving me electronics rolls every time you enter a new room. Okay. Okay. Um, I'm gonna say that in order to get a successful recording, you need a minimum of a 6. So just yeah. So just keep that in mind. Um, this could be so funny for Mason later. It is just, all it's gonna sound like is. I think that might actually be a ghost, Sheriff. You hear that whoa 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 sound? I think that's the ghost talking to you. Anyways, all right. Well, if you're done with your weird shit, we'll go down to the engine room. Um, these here are the drives, right? Maneuver drives, jump drives, and machinery and everything. I'm assuming to most of you this is all very esoteric or boring. Um, but yeah, there's a couple of crew members, engineer tinkering with the engine, looking at gauges, tapping them. This ship's a little bit older at this point, so there's probably like duct tape covering over some pipes and valves and whatnot, and some amount of jerry rigging going on, as you would expect on a spaceship that's probably about 100 years old at this point. Um, do you guys want to talk to any of the other crew members, or do you just want to keep recording ghost sounds? Anyone else want to do anything? Yeah, well. The guy kind of looks sidelong over at the engineer, who up to this point he's kind of ignored you guys, but the second you say something like that, he kind of side glances at you guys, and your tour guide. Well, how about we'll get a couple drinks after the tour, and maybe we could talk about some old sailor tales. How's that sound? Okay. Well, all right. Um, so you guys head back out into the cargo bay and up into this area, which looks like these are more staterooms and whatnot. There's probably a couple of other passengers, crew members that are lingering about here until eventually you guys keep making. Do you want to keep making those rolls for more recordings? Okay, we got one good one. It's still just gonna be the guy talking about the fucking rooms that you're in. Just it just actually you could hear anything. Um, Whoop whoop. Okay. Um, so you come up into here. This is the bridge. There's a couple of people working, tapping away at computer screens and the helm and whatnot. These chairs, they're G chairs, which are, made from some sort of like gel material, so that when you guys get maneuvering, um, you don't break fucking bones from all the G forces put onto you. But yeah, ultimately, this is the end of the tour. Captain, whatever the fuck his name is sitting up here. I can't remember his name because I'm a bad GM. And I definitely read the book. Michael Corelli. He's standing up here. He's talking to his pilot, who's just kind of, busying themselves with work. The jump itself probably doesn't require much manual work once the course has been set and you guys are in non-jump space. But he's probably looking up star charts and planning out courses for when you guys get back into system, and so he knows where to go. Just generally keeping himself busy so he doesn't lose his fucking mind from boredom. And they're chatting away, just kind of quietly, nothing in particular of note. Make another fucking roll to see if you get a good reading in here. Okay, so. So yeah, Captain looks up as you're waving this fucking thing around. Spirits, you in here? See, Sheriff Blue, I think your name was, right? Uh-huh. Well, I'm sorry to inform you, but I was not informed that you would be investigating. I thought you were just going to be passengers passing on your way through to Walston. You mind explaining what it is you're doing? he's he's sick with space motion sickness. uh, Maybe once or twice. He's gonna he's gonna just hold it, looking very confused. I hate this Ghost Hunter bit. Okay, roll me a carouse roll for this one. All right, I guess we're gonna sing Kumbaya or something. The captain presses the record button on this thing and then just places it in the middle of the floor in the center of this circle that you guys are forming. The pilot looks at the captain like they've lost their fucking mind, but ultimately stands up like, whatever, fuck it. You all get in a circle and hold hands. Nothing. There's no silence. Or there's no replies. What is this, Clint? I'm gonna sneak away while Kumbaya is happening. All right, we'll get to what you're doing here in a minute, then, Clinton. Okay. Um. Okay. Clinton, we'll go to you. Let you do something. Six is good enough. These guys are distracted and just enamored by this crazy man in a cowboy hat and pinstripe pajamas, trying to talk to ghosts on their ship. And you're able to slink away without anyone paying you much mind. What do you want to do? Where you want to go? The pilot is part of the seance now. Yeah, they got roped into this. Oh my god. Okay, so you're in the bridge right now. So you just try and sneak behind the pilot and sit in their chair. Is that what you want to do? Okay. What? Okay. Well, you're sitting at the controls now. What do you? Okay. So let me reestablish this. You guys have entered into the way faster than light travel works in this is the jump drive takes a shit ton of hydrogen and blows up a bubble of like extra dimensional space around the ship. So you guys are in like a small pocket of space. So there is no like piloting to do right now. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, just okay. Just making noises the entire time. Black Hawk down! Black Hawk down! So, so, Clinton, God, yeah, okay, so you guys start hearing all these noises of a man going through a PTSD episode, but since he rolled good enough with his stealth roll, none of you are like paying attention to Clinton or see him. At least you don't, Sheriff Blue. So how do you want to react to these PTSD noises happening now? Wait, this is real? um, okay. So you start to freak out a little bit. The captain just kind of looks over your shoulder. Your friend, what? Hey, what are you doing? Yes, you. Okay. No, no, this is not gonna be your ship. Okay. Who? Find the what? What war was he? I am so confused. This is you all are agents of chaos, and if you guys don't cool it out, I'm gonna confine you to your rooms for the duration of the trip. That's a little bit rude, Captain. Sure. Why would the pilot die at all? This isn't what are you threatening my pilot? I oh my god. Okay, first of all, I don't believe in space ghosts. Second of all, this region of space is relatively safe and quiet, and you're not going to have to worry too much about space pirates, okay? Hence why we're on an unarmed trader right now, okay? So, You see my friend Yancey over here? He thinks he's won. I hate this. Yeah, okay. Well, my pilot needs to get back to doing the work they were doing, and I need to get back to supervising the work they were doing. So, Mr. You know, Rocco. He's rocking in the free world right now, dude. Mr. Darian, will you please take our guest back to the passenger area of the ship? Yeah, yeah, Captain. I'm sorry. Come on, guys, stop embarrassing me. Come on, let's go. Your tour guide he's waving you guys out of the bridge. Come on, get the hell out of here. I'm just off duty right now, and you all talked me into fucking giving you a tour. I was just being pleasant and opening and welcome to our guests, which is part of the experience. But ultimately, I guess I should just minded my own fucking business, ate my dinner, and then gotten to work on my shift rather than fucking cut up in your guys' bullshit. But this is not your ship. This is not. You are not working on this ship. This is not where you guys. You are just passengers. We no, you aren't. There was a clear set goal with this campaign when we set out, and ghosts were never a part of it. And I hate the fact that the one player that had anything to do with Ghost isn't even here today, and yet it's becoming the main focus of everything, and I hate it. We have one more stop to make, by the way, and he's gonna take you down the hallway and open up a door into what appears to be a med bay, and strapped down to the fucking hospital bed. For some reason, he's bound, but he manages to get his hands up. Hi, guys! Hey, Yancy, do you mind getting me out of here so I could go, lay down in my bed and maybe, take a shower, get into some clean clothes that aren't covered in vomit and blood and sweat and piss? Okay. Ah, jeez. Ah, thanks, Yancy. They were afraid that I was a danger to myself and others, but I don't think that's the case. Signing to him? What are you doing, Yancy? Give me a language. Give me a language roll. Yeah, you probably don't have the skill, but this is an instance where language is coming up. Give me give me 2d6 plus your education modifier, and then minus that education modifier by 3. So whatever, if it's 2, then it would be 2d6 minus 1, right? You understand? Okay. So you managed to start signing, and somehow you apparently do know some sign language. You probably took it in high school as an easy elective rather than taking space Spanish or space French. And Leslie's, oh wait, I think I know this. This is sign language. Okay. I think that's a J. I think that's an I. I love you, Leslie. Oh, Yancy, I love you too. You're my new best friend, Yancy. Oh, I'm your best friend too? Ah, jeez. Okay. Dude, this kid needs to shut up. Hi. Oh, I didn't get a chance to meet you. You kicked me in the chest. My name's Leslie Dancer. I'm Leslie Dancer. I'm Yancey's new best friend. Yeah. What's your name? I mean, it's gender neutral. What's your name? What were we gonna say, Cole? What are you, what are you yapping? What are you yapping at? This, I don't know what this bit is, but it's a great way to fuck with someone. This is a Cole thing to do for sure. Um, I don't know what Yankee's yapping at, but what's your name, sir? I'm talking to you, Dixon. That's an interesting name. Is that a last name? At your first name? Dixon. Okay. Um, can I ask that you don't kick me in the chest again? I think I might have a dent there now. Can it come? I never met you before. Yeah, that's why I say, like, that was the first time you met him. You never said anything to him, and you just walked up to him, kicked him in the chest. Speech impediment? What are you talking about? Yeah, see, it wasn't that funny. I don't think I have a speech impediment. I just have overactive salivary glands. That's what my mom told me before she left me with my uncle. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not like I'm drooling everywhere. Um, no, it's just it's just the way he talked. I just swallow it. Okay. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm kind of tired, and I like to sleep in my own bed and take a shower. So, can we go up to the passenger area, please? I'm just gonna follow you guys. You don't think that's a good idea? Well, I mean, we all gotta go to the same place. What's that noise coming from the hallway? Is that a ghost? Is that a ghost? Oh my god. Okay. Well, anyways, I think that's enough talking for me. My cheeks are starting to hurt. Um. Yeah. Okay. So anytime. Um. I hope you guys are okay with me, traveling with y'all. Uh, Okay, Mr. Dixon. Hey, you're the guy that gave me the sleeping spray. No, the guy in the cowboy hat and the pinstripe pajamas. It didn't work at all. Maybe, but I feel better now. Thanks for asking. I guess maybe I am allergic to sleep spray. What's in that stuff? You know? Ah, jeez. That explains a lot, I guess. Maybe that's why my salivary glands are overreactive. Just aerosols get in there and just cause it to, be like this. Oh, jeez. Okay, well. Ah, jeez. I never heard of No Mud Planet before, but it sounds like a good time. Okay. We don't want to taint the mud with Leslie Dancer. No, what's that? Okay. Okay. Oh, geez. Swallow into their mud hole. God. Okay. Well, that sounds spooky. I don't really like that, and you're scaring me. Nancy, is this guy cool? Make sexual movements and laugh at Leslie without sound. That's not funny, Nancy. That's not funny, Nancy. It's not funny, Nancy. The only person from Mud Planet, supposedly, is Sheriff Blue, but you all have adopted it as you're from Mud? Okay. Okay. So you're all mudders. Fine. There's a homeworld like area. From what I remember, your backstory, you're like an army brat. Like your parents were part of the army, and so were you. So maybe your character's looking for a home, and hanging out with Sheriff Blue all the time, talking about mud, makes you want to go. Okay. Anyways, we can. Well, all right. This is cool and all, but let's get back to we'll take it up to the quarters, the passenger area, and we'll just kind of pass some time around unless you guys specifically want to talk to anyone or do anything. So, all right. So you guys go back up to the thing. You guys sit around the table and exchange spacer stories. These guys have tall tales for days about possible haunted ships to or haunted derelicts that they scavenged at one point to pirates staging ambushes using fake SOS codes, which is a good way to shoehorn in that it is imperial law that any SOS or emergency signal out in space, if you hear it, you have to go and investigate it, and your ship transponder will record that it received it, and fucking report that at the next starport you go to. So you could be fined or even jailed, depending on the world that you're on, if you fail to respond to something like that. So just keep that in mind as I set up plot hooks and adventures in space further down the line. But tall tales, maybe a few war stories here or there. But ultimately, you guys, after the first night or two, things get really fucking boring. You've met most of the crew. Some of them you like, some of them are assholes. It's the normal itinerant tramp crew of a far trader. What? Yeah. So definitely, some of the crew on their off time they run a poker game, maybe play some dice. If you want to do some gambling, roll me. Tell me how much you're gonna bet, and then roll me a gamble. We could actually RP that. I forgot that's a thing that you want to do. Um, Okay, so you're talking as this crewman Daryl, I think is what I named him. Um, as you guys are chatting, maybe having a couple of drinks, you bring up asking if they do like to do any gambling. Oh yeah, we got a card game we like to do. We get bored, come around. So y'all, the night shift starts and a lot of the crew is off duty, and they get to the common area. They sit around. Roll me a gamble roll right now, Cole. We'll Oh yeah. So 8. So 200, 200 times 3, you're gonna win 600 credits. Is how this will work. Um, but so you place down 200 credits, and you're winning pretty good. These guys, they aren't great at cards, and at least a couple of them. God fucking damn it! This son of a bitch. You're good at this, aren't you? Fucking card shark. Talking to you, Yancey. Yeah. That's a week's worth of fucking wages for me. I guess when we get to fucking birth, I ain't gonna be able to get no whores or nothing. You son of a bitch. All right, I'm gonna gamble. He pulls out a necklace. It looks like it's made of some sort of like I don't know, maybe gold or gold-plated stuff. Like, all right, my mama gave me this after she passed away. It's the last thing I got to gamble here, and he lays it on the table. Deal the fucking cards. Come on, you gotta give me a chance to win that back. You fucking goddamn thieving son of a bitch, and he's gonna grab his necklace off the fucking. I hate you, Yancey McPhee, and he's gonna storm away from the table, throw his cards on the thing, and his crew members are snickering at him. This fucking idiot. God damn it. Yeah. Motherfucker. As he grumbling, walking away. He stumbled. He maybe had a little bit much to drink, and he kicks like a fucking box of canned goods as he storms back to wherever his bunk happens to be. And son of a bitch. Uh, Crewman Daryl, your tour guide, he kind of leans back. He's probably puffing on some sort of space cigar. He's like, you know, of all your weirdo crew, you're probably the most normal out of all of them, Yancey. That's that is a compliment. Well, you sure as hell plays good cards, but you be careful on this ship. You don't win too hard, and otherwise you'll get more of the guys like him against you. As he kind of tilts his head to the fucking pissed off crew member that walked away. All right, Yancy. I think that's enough for me tonight. I got the morning shift. I'll see you guys. And he heads on out. Do you want to play a couple more hands, or do you want to call it a night there? All right. Yeah. So they all head out. But yeah, other than a few card games and some run-ins with the crew, not much goes on. Leslie, having been introduced to all of you now proper, is pestering you constantly, and driving you up a fucking wall. Um, your mime charade. This is. Actually, what happened to your voice? I haven't heard you talk in days. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Um, is that a critical fail? Oh my god, you did. Well, she you. This is some legalese, hebber jibber. I don't know if I can make heads or tails of this. You're holding the paper upside down and backwards. Um, and you just had a moment there. You spent way too much time hunting ghosts, and now your brain scramble all from all that recording devices. Um, okay. I got possessed by a dialect dyslexic ghost. I'm discombobbled. Yeah. Um, does anyone want to look up the history of the ship or look up any of the info about the planets you guys are going to? Um, yes. Okay. What do you want to know, bud? Okay. So Dixon starts to spend. He decides to sit down at a computer terminal and pull up information on Walston, and it's a decently documented planet. The weather, as I've stated before, is very very cold and very very dry. It has a thin atmosphere, and it lies just out on the very outside edge of its red dwarf star's habitable zone. So there is liquid water on the surface, but most of it's frozen over or freezes over at night, right? So there's very little rain, not much rainfall, not much erosion, thin atmosphere, so you're going to need those breathing masks that I insisted you guys get when you're out and about. Um, yeah, what else do you want to know? Do you want to know about the people there? Do you want to know about. Okay. So they speak just Imperial Common, which is for our purposes is Anglic or English, whatever you want to call it. It's a very small world population-wise. There's probably only about 3,000 people that live there. 90% of the population are Vargar, which are the wolf aliens. And the other 10% are humans. As Anders Kasari had noted before, about 5 years ago, a scout mission was sent out there just to update the scouts repositories, and they made note that the Vargar are definitely treated as second-class citizens on Walston. They are subject to more laws and restrictions and gate kept out of positions of power within the very tiny government of Walston. But ultimately, being the backwater small town planet that it is, most people live comfortable, ambitious lives, either working in seabed farms or fisheries, or maybe some of the few like land-based agricultural centers in like the warmer areas on the planet. Um, to where not there's never been any like great social upheaval from the second-class nature of the Vargar on the planet. Most not yet. I do have plot hook ideas for how things will change as you guys interact with Walston. So this could be a place that you guys come back to, and these backwater hicks. We lived in this small town and it's just perfect and fine. But as time happens and things are changing, and all these new off-worlders are coming on, and these Vargars are getting uppity. But anyways, yeah, so the population is centered almost entirely on a large island off of the main continent. We're gonna switch maps real quick. Called Settlement Island, right here. There's Settlement Island. There's Startown, which is where the ground-based starport is located. There's a northern settlement, a southern settlement, and then central at like the big central lake, like right in the center of the fucking island. This area is by far the most habitable zone on the planet. It is kept, the waters around it are kept warm by nearby undersea vents, which feed currents or warm currents, which means that it doesn't freeze over constantly. A extinct volcano dominates the southern portion of the island, which traps what little rain comes through above the island, and also, fucks with temperature and climate so that it ends up being a little bit warmer than the planetary average. So, which allows for, more old school agriculture. The rest of the planet is mostly unexplored and almost completely uninhabited as far as you know. The Walstonians, or the government of Walston, does not really have any means of exploiting the rest of the planet, and as far as you know, they haven't made any deals with any imperial corporations, and there might be a little bit of friction as to what's going on there. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, between the dictator of the planet and maybe some of the other more ambitious people within his government. Um, yeah. Do you want to know? Do you wish to know more? Oh, it's a lot. Yeah. Okay. Um, I'll give you a little bit just while we're here. A little bit more about the different continents, just because I'm looking at. Walston's main, obviously, as the name implies, is the main continent of the planet. It makes up 50% of the landmass. It is cold and uninviting. Mountain ranges dominate the continent, which is then interspersed with dusty plains and rocky badlands. There are several deep canyons. I believe that's what these watery gashes are supposed to be, which run east to northeast along the continent. They've never been explored. Scout reports are kind of curious as to what caused them, since erosion is almost non existent on the planet due to there not being much wind from the thin atmosphere and almost no water based erosion because of the very little rainfall. So, current hypotheses are either volcanic activity or some cataclysmic event in the geological past of the planet. The coasts of Walston, Maine tend to be a little bit more well watered as the mountains create wind shields and rain shields, causing the inland to be dry, but the rain to fall along the coast. Maine Southeast is technically part of the main continent, but is divided by these impassable isthmuses. The northernmost isthmus is basically just a chain of volcanoes and mountains, which is impassable. And the bottommost isthmus is just basically a frozen desert and very inhospitable. The shallows is an area of very shallow seas. Um, it's less an archipelago and more a saltwater or swamp. Areas within the shallows, you can walk hundreds of kilometers through ankle or waist high water and never encountering anything any deeper than that. It's very treacherous for seagoing, but ultimately is also unexplored and uninhabited. Varkin's continent has some of the harshest land in the uh, sorry, it's bad. It's all mountains, worse than Walston's Maine. There's maybe a few like valleys dotted within Varkin's continent where things are a little bit more habitable and the terrain is less inhospitable, but they're basically isolated islands that are only accessible by air. Again, has largely been unexplored. This planet has been uh, 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 populated for a couple hundred years or so, but it's a small town. It's a backwater. People are unambitious. They don't care to explore outside their homes. Uh, that attitude, on top of not having the economic and material means, as well as just the inhospitable nature of the vast majority of the planet, has kept the locals from trying to exploit their world for more economic or resource gain. But there are uh, entities on the fringes that are kind of trying to eat away at that. And there are surveyors that have been spotted on the planet from time to time. In fact, the previous crew of the High and Dry were hired by the local government to do such a survey, and may or may not have flaked out on that deal. But, anyways, that's all the information on Walston itself. If the High and Dry, that's so technically on official scout papers it doesn't have a name, but on the transponder it is known as the ship code itself plus the high and dry, and you can change that, but it's like getting a name change or like changing the registration on your vehicle. You're gonna have to pay a fee, go to like a fucking space DMV and deal with that. It's not just something you could do because tampering with the transponder is illegal, right? So, but you can. That's a crime. You can, but that's gonna be a thing that is gonna. We'll have to do that. God damn it! I hate this fucking. There's even an opportunity for you guys to get a dog. God damn it. Okay. It's Scooby. Leslie, what are you doing in the dog's bed? I thought this was my room. That's oh my god. Okay, Scoob and the gang. Okay, this is what we're doing now. All right. Yeah, you could change the transponder later if you want to. Do you want to know a little bit more about the history of this ship that you're supposed to be getting? Nobody died on it, as far as you know. But the year is currently, I think, fuck, where are my notes? I think the year is like 1106 currently. Um, shit. Let me pull up the ship thing, the description thing. Okay, so Scout Courier High and Dry. It's as Anders Kasari said to you initially. It's officially designated as ISS S001642-C. The numbers on it are the S is just Scout. The numbers on it just whatever fucking production line it was part of. The dash C represents that it was mainly working within the communications arm of the Scout services during its tenure as one of the main ships of the line. The high and dry is identified by both its number and its name on a transponder, as I said, but on official papers, it's only referred to by its number. It was originally built in the year 892 at a shipyard in Gushemeng sector, but that doesn't really fucking matter. It's served in all three major branches of the Scout Service, but mainly the communications duty, as I said before. So this ship is what I said. It's year 1106, and it was first commissioned in 892. This ship is 214 years old. It's been loaned out as a detached duty ship more than once. It's suffered a collision and combat damage. It's been rebuilt twice and even crossed the Great Rift both ways, as well as going around via the corridor sector. If you remember looking at our map, the Great Rift is this expanse of space where there are very little stars, therefore making it difficult to traverse it. The corridor is it's the Space Mississippi Rift. The corridor is this thin stretch of planets that allowed the Imperium to move into the current area of space where you are now. The last 92 years of service, it spent most of its time in the Marches, this area of space that you're in now, out in the Outer Rim, Void, or even the Vargar Extents up here. Despite being regularly refitted, and in the occasional complete overhaul, the ship has acquired innumerable dents and dings and numerous minor modifications and quite a few idiosyncrasies, which isn't atypical of a ship of its kind and age. But it's still operable. It's still fine for a free fucking ship. Nobody really knows why it came to be known as the High and Dry, but within the last 100 years is when that name seems to have first popped up. Maybe you can find some old timers within the Scouts that know such a reason why. But yeah, it's a standard Type S. All the features work. All systems works except as noted to within normal tolerances. That means although while it's a little slow answering to the helm when turning to port, it is annoying rather than dangerous. there's a couple of other idiosyncrasies, like the air scrubbers are kind of inefficient, the galley sink is prone to backing up, and some other stuff that it lists here, but that's more RP stuff that we can get into later. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of reading this out to you guys. I'm going to try and just pick out the um, whatever, the more information. It's been part of the detached duty pool for a couple of decades now, which is what you guys are going to be doing. Um, But anyways, detached duty ships tend to get a lot of abuse, and even with annual refits paid by the IISS, they tend to go downhill over the years. And this is true of the high and dry. Its upholstery is torn, and the corners are knocked off of pretty much everything with corners. Some of the tables have ragged, sharp edges, with literally decades of fibers from the clothing of passing crew members caught on them. Up until recently, none of this was a problem. However, a few months ago, High and Dry suffered a serious failure in its control electronics, which essentially rendered its drives useless. It was at that time parked out somewhere on Walston, which you guys have to figure out where. And it appears in the logs that after several attempts to get the ship flying, the crew gave up. Um, they packed up what they could, got on the ship's air raft, which is like a vehicle, and head back and got off world to head back to the Flammarion with a catalog of repairs and the things that they would need. However, when Anders Kasari read through the logs, he saw things a little bit differently. Um, Rather than just giving the guys the bill or the parts that they needed and money to do and tools to do the repairs and head them out on their way, he detained them briefly before stripping them of their ownership of the ship, as the records have showed that the crew had seriously neglected the vessel over and above the usual abuse that ships of this class incur, and had almost certainly run a scam on their last refit, pocketing service fees instead of using them to provide much needed maintenance and repairs. The scam is not a new one. When the time came for a scout service funded refit, the crew bribed the dockyard crew to install parts scavenged from breakers yards and sold components provided by the scout service for a profit. So that's the reason why they got their shit taken away. They basically scammed and committed fraud, and it pissed Anders off. These guys are running about round and about, so they may come up later. But that's all as far as history of the High and Dry. It's an old ship. It's been rented out, leased out. It's been abused, refit, rebuilt, but it's still flying despite all of the shit that it's been through. And if you guys treat it right, she should treat you right, right? My throat. Right. I need to take a little break, get something to drink real quick, especially after all that fucking talking I just did. So give me a minute to go get some Wawa. Take a smoke break, snacky break, pee break. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Hello. Hello. Okay. Can't push it till 8. Okay. Um, we'll go to 8 if you're able to, and then we'll call it there. Um, if not, if you have to leave, just let me know. Um, Adam, are you here still, or did you get up? He left. Okay. My name is Yancey McPhee, and I enjoy bullying poor innocent virgins with speech impediments. Just self-insert Cole Miller character. When the bullied becomes the bully. Shoot. Hopefully next session we'll actually be able to play the game. We the ship is supposed to be a character in and of itself, okay? And I don't necessarily know how to do that effectively. So I just read the block of text, okay? Fuck you, Cole. No. Sheriff Blue would just try to fuck it. I'm pansexual. I can fuck a ship if I, felt the connection. If I try hard enough. Actually, I think Dixon would be. Um, so you guys, is there anything else you want to do on this ship? Cause a ruckus or problems or talk to anyone? Be just agents of chaos, or are we just gonna pass the rest of the time on the ship till come out of space? Throw us in the bridge. Okay, well, it's good to know. So you're gonna pass time. So a week passes, and you guys feel a little jolt as the ship comes out of jump space. You hear over the intercoms. All right, everyone, we're gonna start pulling into to a little planetoid. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 6, 2, 3. We're gonna be pulling into 5, 6, 7, 9, 0, 8. We land in there for a couple hours to refuel, and then we'll be on our way to Walston. I'm gonna need you all to strap in, and you got about 5 minutes until we start hitting burn. And then you're gonna be tossed around if you're not locked into space, into place, rather. So, assume everyone gets into their couches, gets settled, gets comfy, right? Yes. Okay. You guys settle into your couches as, oh my god. You start to feel the maneuver drives kick in with the presence of acceleration as your bodies feel as if they are under the uh, the strains of gravity once again as you're pressed into your couches as the ship speeds up. And it gets a little uncomfortable, but you guys start making your way, start moving. Um, the travel from out of the gravity well into the star system probably takes um, maybe 3-4 days, give or take. Depends on the planet, depends on how far out you are. You don't want to make a jump too close to a gravity well, otherwise it could throw stuff out. Either jumping out or jumping into a system. So you're locked into your couches. The burn is let up periodically for everyone to get up, use the restroom, stretch their legs, and get something to eat before the announcement comes on and you're all told to get back into your couches and get settled once more. A couple of days of this, and you guys finally start to hear the roar and the rush as the ship hits the atmosphere of this tiny little world. Just and things start to shake a little bit. And eventually there's a little bit of a as you guys land here in the landing area at at five or oh, you're not on the same page as me. But you land here at the little landing area on 567-908. Over the intercom once again. All right, everyone, feel free to get out, move around and whatnot. We're gonna be here for maybe 3-4 hours, and then we're gonna head on out and be on our way to Walston from there. So yeah, you guys have a little bit of time to get out and explore. This planet is nothing crazy. If you would look this up, you'd know that there are no permanent residents here. The only real thing of note in this system and on this world is a little scout way station, which is where you're at now, which serves as little more than a place to observe some gravimetric anomalies within the system, with an observatory that's up to the north, and serve as a stopover place for ships that are moving along the Bowman's Arm to gas up and whatnot. But the locals here are fairly isolated, so they like it when travelers come in, so, or people pass by. So as you all are, unless does anyone want to stay on the ship, or do you want to get out and move around and maybe feel a little bit of the sun for the first time in a week? All right. All right, so y'all get out, and the world's a little cold, so you're probably bundled up a bit, but there's sun, and the atmosphere is thick enough to where you don't have to wear a rebreather, or a breathing mask, rather. There's a little bit of a crowd of maybe about 10, 15 people. The people who staff this little scout way station is there. They're lined around the edge of the landing area, and they wave to you. Howdy, partners! Travelers coming in. Got any stories to tell? Hey, you got any, what's going on? You got any news of the outside world? Mud? What you gotta know about mud? Huh. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I ain't never heard of no mud, no revolution, nor no mud moss. How about you come in, sit down here in our common area? We'll pour you a little bit of the local hooch we make in the out of some of the empty vats of cleaning supplies, and maybe you can tell us about them mud moss. Hell yeah, maybe we get a little shit face. We'll take the ATV out and go off roading a bit. Yeah. And then he's gonna, as you guys are walking over to the canteen rec rooms, which is this over here, he's gonna point out to this there, which appears to be an ATV whose front end is stuck into the ground and whose ass end is sticking out of the air. You know, maybe a couple years ago, we had a couple of outsiders come around, wanted to get drunk and drive ATVs around, and well, that's how we got that statue there set up. Here's a hell of a story behind that. Guy name was Harry Connolly, and man, that son of a bitch, he drank more hooch than anyone I've ever seen. He went off-road, driving around, and see all these little hillocks around. Well, he was trying to jump from one to the other, and he got himself all topsy-turvy and turned around, and well, let me tell you, maybe we could see if y'all can bury an ATV of your own out here. How's that sound? Yeehaw! Okay, so you guys go to the canteen. He gets what looks essentially like a gasoline canister, and just some like plastic shitty cups that have been worn and overused, well past when they probably should have just been thrown out. He pours, who's all drinking here? Leslie, oh, I sorry, I'm not old enough to drink. And he's gonna just kind of go and look for snacks. Son, don't you know that age is just a number? I, okay, okay, I guess if Sheriff Blue says that you are the law. Did you just roll? What did you just roll for me? Advocate? Is that? Or no, that was something else. Okay, I was. No, I heard you click and then I saw there was a thing, so I thought that was. No, no, we don't care. You can drink it. No one's gonna tell. It don't mind me. Just make sure you don't drink too much. You might go blind. And he kind of winks and chuckles at y'all as he pulls out another plastic cup. What about you two folks? He points to Dixon and Yancey. Y'all drinking with us? Yeah. All right. Weird, quiet guys out. What about you, Mr. Dixon? All right. So he pours three drinks, four drinks including himself, and then he passes you each one. All right. Cheers to passerbys. Roll carouse. P-bag, you roll me carouse too. Yeah, sure. It's not really a bar. As I said, this town that you're in is set up to be a temporary structure um, of for scouts that are here. That temporary structure has probably outserved its temporariness, but everything here has that look of like kind of cheap plastic chairs and fold-out tables, like a camping area, I guess. More like a campsite that's been overused for too long, right? And like pop-up trailers and modular buildings that are just kind of thrown out here. So they're all covered in dust and streaked and strewn. They were probably pearly white at some point, but now are either like a faded yellow or brown. There's a couple of people who are sitting around in this canteen watering hole, or that serves as the local bar. But they look bored and maybe a little uninterested. There's probably a couple of them that come up to y'all and join up and just to have something to do because they've been isolated and stuck with the same group of people for you know yeah forever. Um, Man, I can't wait until my duty is done here and I get rotated out. Shit, I'd rather be stuck on a scout courier again, just so I can be moving and doing something instead of stuck in this shithole place. As one of the guys starts downing a couple of these shots. What did you roll for me? What was the number you gave me? A 9. What stat does it say to use for carouse on your sheet? Social. P-bag. Roll me 2d6 plus your social stat minus 3, or your social modifier minus 3. That's not what I. Okay, so actually that works perfect because your social is 0, so 7 minus 3 rolls a 4. Okay, so y'all take your shots. I'm just gonna roll for Leslie. Oh yeah. So Sheriff, you throw back your shot and just, whoo, it tastes like cleaning supplies. That's definitely true. And it burns going down, but ultimately you're a big, strong, strapping man, so you're able to hold it. Leslie, though, he takes just the tiniest little sip and splutters, starts coughing, and just and he just starts like saliva. Those overactive salivary glands just start becoming even more so as he just starts coughing and just spittle just starts going everywhere. Son, oh come on, cover your mouth. Um, Alcohol is so gross. um, Dixon, you're hit by it pretty hard too. Not like you don't go into spasms and coughing but it yeah, and it And it's not a creeper, it's a fucking freight train, and it hits you, and you're immediately starting to feel a little bit weak at the knees from just the one shot. Um, Yancey, back to you. You said you were wanting to look around. Is there anything in particular are you looking to like play cards with someone, or what are you wanting to do? There's a couple of guys looking around. They've got like a deck of cards next to them, but they're not actively playing right now. They're just kind of sitting bored, drinks in their hand. You could probably go up to them and convince them. Yeah, they look up at you as you approach their table. Howdy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Take the empty seat right there. Why don't you? Okay. Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. All right. We don't really play. We don't have much cash around here, so we play just more for bragging rights than anything else. We got these chips that we can use at the canteen here for snacks and whatnot, but I don't think you got much interest in that. All right. All right. Roll me a gamble roll call. It's a fucking Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack. Who? He, she, you. I was gonna make that an easy one for you to pass. I'm gonna say you pass by 4 degrees. So you walk away with maybe about 8 of those chips. Um, get some snackies and some drinks and whatnot with that. And they, she, you are one lucky son bitch. What'd you say your name was? Nancy, Nancy McPhee. Name's name's John McClellan, and this here's my buddy Brian Young. Ah, it's nice to meet you too. Well, Yancey, us scouts, we get about moving around quite a bit. Hopefully, we'll be off duty from this fucking backwater shithole soon enough. Maybe we'll see you out in the Great Dark. We play cards again some other time. Maybe a little bit higher stakes. Huh, credits for deck cards. Son, we don't have. This is the only deck cards we have here. You want us to lose our goddamn minds? No, we don't really have much use for credits here, so we're gonna pass. Keep cards so we don't lose our fucking minds while we're out here. Appreciate the offer though. Okay. Sorry. Dude. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Okay. So y'all are drinking. Do you guys want to drink more? Or are you gonna call it after one shot? What are you gonna do? All right. All right. I like this one. How about you, little young man? I'm okay. All right. You probably couldn't handle another one anyways. How about you? Would you say your name was Dixon? All right. He's gonna pour another round of shots for y'all. Cheers. Take a shot. Roll me the same rolls. You know, one of the guys in the bar starts playing up on a banjo randomly. Sheriff Blue, you feel more sober after that one than the first one. roll me another social roll, Clinton. Oh, I see. 9 minus 3. So y'all take that shot, second shot. You're feeling more youthful and vigorous, Sheriff Blue. Um, Dixon, you're definitely still feeling the effects, but that one, maybe the buffer of the first shot, made it so like the second one didn't hit you as hard. But yeah, yeah, but it's still you're still feeling a little bit tipsy. That's for sure. Um, yeah, exactly. Um, y'all are feeling it. Um, I'm just gonna kind of fast forward a little bit. Some of the locals come in over the course of like the next hour or so. You guys start downing shots, and eventually y'all are tipsy. You manage to convince Leslie to have more. I gotta go to the ship. I don't feel so good, guys. And he starts stumbling off. Nancy, can you walk me, please? Please, I don't know if I can. Look at him! Look at him! And then after, maybe an hour or two, guy leans in. So about that ATV ride. Oh, yeah, let me show you. See, and he starts stumbling out. He's also had a little bit to drink, and he's stumbling a little bit. But he leads you out, and then over to the um, the ATV garage over here on the other side of the street. Landing area, ship's still there, still fueling up. They're doing their thing. The captain and his crew, they've set up in the canteen, the watering hole. They're hanging out. But remember, we've got probably another couple hours and we're heading out, all right? We're not going to wait too much long for you if you get lost out there. But let's ride. So he opens the garage, and there's space for 3 ATVs, but only 2 in the garage. Hint, hint, wink, wink, where the other one went. All right, which one of you wants to drive? You're a driver. Well, she, you. I think the wood chips I used to ferment that alcohol is starting to get to me. I'm having a hard time seeing, so, here, he hands you the keys. Gansey, Yancey, are you with them? No? Okay. So, no. Okay. Well, see you. I love your energy, Blue. You're an interesting sort. How about let's get this party going? He's gonna hop in the back. All right. Roll your drive. Mamma mia. All right, so I'm gonna have you pass. I was gonna set it as a 10 as being the threshold because since you're drunk, it's gonna be a little bit harder. But so, um, how do you want to RP this? It's you, the guy that was pouring the shots for you, which you never got his name, and then Dixon. Whoa! All right, so this guy, he's sitting in the back, so he almost falls out, but he manages to hold himself tight. Whoa, Sheriff, you're crazy! So you, so you head out to an area of a bunch of like low rolling hills, a little bit rougher terrain, so you can do some crazy shit, I assume. You guys are jumping from hills to hills and doing wheelies and whatnot. This guy, oh sheriff, you know how to drive a backcountry road, don't you? Yeah, yeah. Uh, grinding on the dunes. God damn it. Okay. So you jump over the top of a hill and get some pretty decent hang time and come crashing back down onto the into the dusty plain in the area. A cloud of dust and dirt kind of obscures your vision temporarily, but you're just slamming on the gas because you saw that it was kind of a flatter area beyond this set of hills, and you come peeling out of this dust cloud, and right in front of your eyes is a creature that's analogous to a coyote, a small canine-like creature that's just crossing your path, and it freezes, and your eyes lock as you're barreling straight towards this poor, unfortunate thing. What do you want to do here? Sheriff, look out! Oh my god. So you, oh my god. Sheriff, what are you doing? As you pull out the gun and you and your bullet goes a little bit wide and buries into the dirt in front of the coyote. Say your shot goes wide, and the coyote gets jumped out of its stupor as you see it kind of jump away from the bullet, and it starts to bolt. And are you trying to hit this thing at this point? Okay, give me a drive roll, real quick. Okay. So the coyote just barely manages to avoid you hitting it, but you manage to turn the wheel hard and fucking, dirt drifting, essentially gravel and bits of dirt being kicked up as you turn, like basically a pure 90 degrees, and you're now chasing after this coyote. It it took you a minute to get some traction and whatnot after spinning and whatnot. But so the coyote's got a little bit of a head start, but obviously a little coyote can't outrun no ATV. Yancey, you see this. Do you want to do anything? No. No. Okay, so you guys are both drunk and moving, so this is a rather difficult task to hit this thing. But you manage to just barely skin the backside of this thing. You see like tufts of fur go up. You probably don't actually graze it, but just it's a cold planet. It's got a thick coat. You two are lunatics. That poor varmint never did nothing to us. This ain't no mud planet, bloke. You gotta calm down. Oh my god! Oh shit! You two are lunatics. He's gonna the guy's gonna jump over the back of the seat and try and grab your gun out of your hand. Fucking Dixon. Dixon, calm down. The liquor's taking over you. Y'all are losing it. Now there's a crowd. There's it's called target practice. There's now a crowd, Yancey, that has come out there. What is that noise? As they're looking out there, and you see the captain come up and stand next to you, Yancey, and he's probably a few inches taller than you, and he looks down. He's like, "Are those your boys out there?" you know. You know how how it goes on the mud planet. You know how it goes on the mud planet. What is this mud planet you all are referring to? It's an ideal and an acronym. give me, give me another drive roll. Um, Not yet. Give me one more drive roll. No. I'm gonna say it's a 12 to hit him with the gun, and you're gaining on him with the 9. As I said, you guys are kind of shit-faced at this point. So this entire, like, fucking coordination thing that you're trying to do is kind of foreign to you in your state of mind. And Sheriff Blue, I assume you're just gunning it and just hyper-focusing on this coyote. So there's hills and whatnot. This flat area has given way to more hilly terrain once again, and you can feel the ATV starting to buck and give and whatnot. And you're still gaining on this thing, but you're not quite there yet. Do you want to try and shoot this thing again? Dixon, take the wheel. you, you start driving with your knees. You put the steering wheel between your knees and just aim. Okay, yeah. So you you grab the steering wheel with your knees and use both hands to line up your 6-shooter revolver. And great good mud god, guide my bullet to this nasty ass varmint as you. Your, your bullet flies straight and true and buries itself in the asshole of this poor little coyote. And you hear yeah as it gets thrown forward into the side and kind of spins out into the dirt. And you just barrel past it as it's now crippled and trying to get up on the side of the road that you created with your fucking ATV. Its back legs are giving out. It's trying to pull itself up by its hind legs. Is the car you whip the fucking ATV around and bring it to a stop, I assume. And the guy in the back, "Oh my god, Sheriff." Okay, that's all right. So you're just gonna drive at this thing now still? Oh my god. Okay, it's still alive right now, but it's crippled from its back legs aren't working no more. It's trying to drag itself away with its hind legs or its with its front paws, right? Sheriff, you lunatic! That poor little varmint did nothing wrong to you. Why'd you have to go and shoot it? As he gets out of the ATV now that you stopped it and try and walk over the thing, and this poor little thing is growling and whimpering as it's trying to pull itself away. And as you get closer, you notice that, well, at a distance, it looks somewhat like a coyote. It's definitely got a mixture of features that you would associate with a coyote and maybe like a bobcat or any other kind of like small to medium desert carnivore, right? But with like a thicker coat of fur and like adaptations that you would associate with a cold environment. But it's trying to get away. This pitiful fucking thing is suffering. And just, my god, what the hell are we gonna do with this thing? And they taste horrible, Sheriff! Oh my god. I just assume you're just gonna walk up to it and just fucking shoot it straight in the back of the head at this point. I'm not even gonna make you roll. Well, looks like it'll make some good jerky as you walk up and this guy, holy shit. Things got real dark real quick here, boys. I mean, it was minding its own business, and you just came out here, shot it, and chased it, and ruined this poor little guy's day, ended his life. I think it's about the sanctity of life, Sheriff. Okay, I don't know what it's like on mud, but out here, life is rare, okay, and cherished. Not. I never said nothing about no religion. Yancey, you're standing over there, and the captain looks at his communicator. All right, ship's done refueling. Why don't you call your boys in? We'll get the hell out of here. As he starts to walk back towards the ship and just shaking his head. No, it's that thing ain't coming on my ship. It's a local predator that kills the fucking rodents and pests that eat the and we don't even have crops here. All of our food gets brought in. Maybe there's a couple of space rats, but these things eat the fucking space rats. Oh my god. Unfeathered. You mean unfettered? You are drunk. Anyways, God. Okay, so we're gonna we're we're gonna I'm just gonna fast forward here and say you all get on the ship. You're not allowed to bring the coyote on the ship, so you just leave it there in the dirt. Okay? Yeah. Share Blue. Okay. 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 So the only person from Mud Planet is Sheriff Blue. The rest of you have never been there, as far as I know. Okay. I, I, maybe that's me misunderstanding your guys' backstories, but from what I remember. Anyways, we're. It's an. Okay. So when I ask you guys after you get the ship, what are you going to call yourselves as a group? Are you just going to call yourselves the Mudmen? Is that what it's going to be? The Mud Boys. Mystery Incorporated? Yeah. Um, okay. You guys get on the ship. Ship heads out, back out to distance from the gravity well, and jumps. Next stop is Walston, where we can actually start playing the game. But for now, we're gonna call the session here. So remember, you get one experience point that you get to pick, and from any skill that you rolled today, and you get to apply that experience point. Remember, from 1 to 2 costs 2 points, 2 to 3 costs 3 points, so on and so forth. So make notes of where you're putting those experience points. Let me know when you are done with that so I can hand out additional experience. Adam, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you gun combat slug for that fucking ridiculous thing that you did. Yeah. Yeah. Did someone roll a crit success, or did you just roll a crit fail? Yeah. um, I'm gonna end the recording here. Um, but yeah, it's a good game, boys. Love you, Zach. Everyone say bye to Zach. Bye bye. Oh my God, was I not picking up any of the sound, dude?